Why are Christians so susceptible to buying into conspiracy theories? Well, it's because of the fluoride in the water. No, it's not. It's not because of the success of any particular conspiracy. And I'm perfectly willing and happy to own this particular accusation that can rightly be made against evangelical Christians. We do have a propensity to believe in various and sundry conspiracy theories. I can't tell you how many times I've had to take on the superhero mask of Captain Debunk when I see things being passed around, usually in Christian circles, about Madalyn Murray O'Hair and the FCC, and just constant, just things that go back to the days of faxes, when faxes were how things went viral before the internet. But I think there's a perfectly logical explanation for why Christians are prone in this direction. On the one hand, it's because Christians are those who believe and affirm and recognize that there is a world beyond the world that we see, that there are things going on behind the curtain that we're not aware of in great detail, but we know that they're there. And so when we hear an account of some conspiracy, we find it eminently believable. It just fits in with what we're used to, how we're used to seeing the world. Secondly, Christians rightly understand, hopefully anyway, the reality of the battle between the seed of the woman and the seed of the serpent. That we're not in a state of peace, but we are in a state of war. Now, to be sure, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty for tearing down arguments. That our weaponry is spiritual weaponry of the proclamation of the gospel, of service to others, those kinds of things. But the reality is that the war is real, that there is a battle, that there is a work of the devil in seeking to create and present and defend a faux kind of kingdom, his own version of the kingdom, remembering that the word antichrist doesn't only mean against Christ, but it also means instead of Christ. That is, it's not necessarily that if Jesus says white, the devil says black. If Jesus says on, the devil says off. It may be that the devil is giving a counterfeit, and that's part of why we're prone to see activities that we don't see and embrace the idea of conspiracy theories. The third reason why I think it may be that we're prone to embrace these things is because we're used to being seen as the enemy. Now, I know it's possible to cry persecution when things are pretty mild, and what we call persecution may simply be a loss of a level of privilege. I get that. But according to Scripture, Jesus promises us that if we are of him, that we will be hated by the world. And so, believing him as we ought, we recognize that there is a hatred from the world that Christians experience that is, again, typically not terribly overt. It's a little bit more subtle. It's a little bit more hidden. Now, if you stick with me and if you tune in regularly to these Ask RCs, then we're going to do a few more along this line of conspiracy theories. But I wanted to start with that admission that Christians do tend to be maybe quicker to believe in conspiracy theories than others might be. We're certainly not alone. This is not something that only Christians succumb to. But we're going to be looking at, in future Ask RCs, just coming up a day or two from now, well, why I don't believe in conspiracy theories, and then our third one, actually why I do believe in conspiracy theories. So stick around.